Snowflake's depth and breadth is moving. Snowflake is focused on being the data cloud, not just the place where you do warehousing, where you do data lakes. The focus is to move into a lot more of the workloads. And so the first one probably to start with is all workloads. And the idea here is the ability to process all types of workloads. You can run your BI and dashboards. You can run data science and ML. You can run your data pipelines, and also power your client-facing applications, not just BI tools. The other big thing is, because Snowflake obviously separates storage and compute, concurrency is not an issue, and so the ability to go and do concurrency. Many of you are aware, per second billing is there, spin up and spin down capabilities. No limit on the number of workloads that you can run. So really all workloads running on Snowflake.
I was just going to say, Arkady, one of the interesting things here, when we talk about data, and for years in data, we've talked about data silos, and when we first started using Snowflake a few years ago, it was, hey, this is really cool. We can bring in all of our analytical data here. We can make it so that it's easily accessible to anybody within our organization. We're removing the data silos, right? We're getting access to this data much easier. And now, if you think about it, there are some data silos really that come up with the different workloads, right? All right, we've got our transactional data over here. We've got our analytical data over here. We've got all the data we need for data science. We're pulling out over here. And the whole idea behind this is that, like you say, we're moving to where we can have all of this in one place, so that makes it much easier. We're not moving data back and forth just to run a machine learning job, those kind of things. I mean, it's removing those silos, right? It's removing those barriers to being able to get things accomplished quickly.
The other big change is we are now global. And so today Snowflake is available in 30 regions, but the idea is, as part of the SnowGrid capability, is to have the communication platform framework that goes beyond just a single region. So ability to seamlessly replicate across regions, but also to fail over across multiple cloud providers, as well as the ability to migrate between regions and clouds. And so again, Snowflake runs in 3 platforms today, Azure, AWS, of course, and GCP, but now the ability to replicate across those, as well as fail over from region to region, from cloud provider to cloud provider. Self-managed, that hasn't really changed. So it's one platform, irrespective of where you run. And so living up to the Intricity logo, simplifying complexity, it just works. And so the idea is that that continues to be. And these are the 7 pillars that Snowflake has defined. And the next one, as we go around the clock, is governance. And so you probably have seen, if you've attended the tagging Pro Talk, and if you've seen some of the latest things that we've shared in the last couple of Pro Talks, you are seeing more and more of the governance capability coming into full force into Snowflake. And so adding that over the next, the last 3 years has been a big focus for Snowflake, and it continues. And so new features, we now have programmability that we're able to add into Snowflake, enterprise-grade data governance, and also the ability to create sandboxes without putting data at risk. That's another big change that's coming as part of the governance umbrella. The biggest change is probably in this next one. So programmability is a big thing. So Snowpark, obviously support for SQL, but now supporting Python as a first-class citizen, supporting Java, supporting Scala. A big change, because of the partnership that was announced with Anaconda, is that Anaconda curated libraries will now come in and be available to run natively on Snowflake. The idea here is I don't have to move data out of Snowflake. I can run this directly on the Snowflake environment. And so scikit-learn, pandas, and other kinds of NumPy, other kinds of things, we've been doing a lot of really interesting things. And so if you're a Python shop, if you're a Java shop, if you're a Scala shop, certainly reach out. We've got a lot of really interesting things that we as Intricity have been doing for a long time. Now we can bring those things directly and run them directly in Snowflake.
And all this stuff, Arkady, it's causing me to be to move forward, because a few years ago, what did we say about Snowflake? Hey, it's easy. It's just SQL, right? It's all SQL. Well, it's not all SQL anymore. Now it can be all kinds of things. So
that's right. So what's nice is all of the infrastructure and all of the SQL functions is obviously still available to you. But if you've got data science things, pipelines that you've written that run outside of Snowflake, the ability to bring them into Snowflake is a big change. Not having to take data in process, out of process, move it back and forth between environments is a big change in Snowflake. And as you'll see as we get to some of the other slides here, there's some new compute nodes that are coming as well to support this programming and data science capabilities that have been announced. If you're able to do all of these things that we just talked about, we also want to be able to bring that to the marketplace. And so there are already over 1,300 listings in the marketplace, over 250 providers. And it goes beyond data sharing. We're talking about deploying applications now as part of that marketplace. Some of you may have heard about Trualty and what we're doing on the identity resolution front, but this is driving directly into that application hosted on Snowflake, running natively on Snowflake. If you're familiar with what we're doing with auditing and monitoring, what we're doing with security, those are some of the other things that you'll see run natively on the Snowflake marketplace. And then, of course, last but not least is all data. So today, Snowflake supports structured data and semi-structured data, along with the ability to support unstructured data as well. So if you've got videos, if you've got images, if you've got files, ability to store those as objects on a Snowflake environment is now a possibility. So again, lots of interesting use cases that will come out of this. Document management applications around managing digital images, lots of interesting things will be coming as a result of the ability to have more than just structured and semi-structured data in Snowflake. And of course, ability to scale to very large sizes. There's no question this is a platform that scales and has the ability to scale to exabytes of data.
Hey folks, thanks for checking out this cut from our broadcast. To see the full show, click on the link in the video description. Also, check out our Learning Center, which has white papers, events, live streams, and short explainer videos on a wide range of data management topics. And of course, if you like our content, please share it on LinkedIn. That really means a lot to us. Thanks again for checking us out, and we hope to see you in our next broadcast.